All right, today is ombre, encapsulated ombre with the almond dual form nail extensions with the hard tinted structure gel by MG Art. This is rose nude. I've already prepped the nail. I have, I pushed back the cuticles. I filed the nail, debulked, pushed back the cuticle, filed, and prepped the nail bed. I brushed that off and then I primed it. I scrubbed in the universal base gel, cured that for 60 seconds, and now I am just putting what I call the insurance layer, a nice thin layer of the tinted structure gel that we chose, which is rose nude. And this is a very important step. Don't skip this for ombre, because it's going to help give the coverage you need for the nude part of the ombre. And so do this and cure this for 60 seconds and then size the dual forms to ensure that you have enough room for the gel, because we're not just going to be attaching the same color gel to gel. We are creating the two colors, and like I said, this is providing more strength, it's providing the color, it's providing the insurance as far as if you go through. It's just on this ombre, don't skip it, and size the dual forms after the insurance layer is cured with room for gel. We're not going to size on the tighter end. And when I say that, like obviously with dual forms, you size large. We're not sizing like we size Gel X, right? We're sizing for with a negative space for the gel that's going to create the nail, because this is just a mold. We're taking it off. We're not leaving it on like we do with Gel X. But the point in me saying that is that sometimes, you can size a little bit smaller, a little bit larger in these dual forms with ombre or encapsulated French, size on the larger side. Okay, I said that. Now I'm saying a good point here is to size them all at once. That's fine, but I would recommend, and I did not do this here, but I would recommend for anybody, especially starting out new, but in general, just fill one hand of dual forms at a time. So just size them all, that's fine, but just fill this one hand and then install them on the hand, and then fill the other one, because the gel, we're just going to put in the dual forms, the white gel at first, and then we add the nude. But while you're waiting for the nude, the white is spreading out. And so that's my advice. It's just so that you have more control over the gel. Some people I see have, when they do the ombre, and this can happen sometimes, there's different techniques and ways to do it. I have done it all. I think I've tried all the ways. And when it comes to ombre, you can put the white into the dual form and then put the nude on the nail and lower it down. Lower the white filled dual form on top of the nude before it's cured, right? So we already did the insurance. I'm not talking about the insurance layer. I'm talking about the gel. So some people, instead of putting it in the nude in the dual form with the white, they'll put the white in and then they'll put the nude on the nail. But when they push down, you're going to have less control and you might end up with more of a tie-dye look than an actual ombre. Why? I don't know. It was just I think it just feels free to go willy-nilly. I like to fill the dual form with the white. It doesn't have to be perfect, and just stop. You see how I left it free there. But you're going to be surprised how the ratio of white to nude is going to be very different than the finished result. So you have to take into consideration how long the nails are going to be. Her nails are going to be medium to long, like a medium long, and or medium, I don't know, like that. But you're going to want to put in much more white than nude. You just need enough nude in the dual form to make connection with the white and like a slip layer to the cuticle. So see how I'm just kind of putting it in, then when I place it, then I pull it up each side, and that keeps the area that I want the nude to be. And you don't need a lot of area for the nude. When you push it up, a lot of people they'll put in like what they think the finished look is supposed to be, amount of gels. But then when you press the dual form down, all the nude pushes the white up, and then you end up with hardly any white at the ends, especially after shaping. So that's why the insurance layer is very important, and that's where you're going to get your nude. And what you're placing in the dual form is just really making the connection and providing a slip layer so that the gel can't go wherever it wants to go. And it gives you more control. Yeah, we need to leave that out because we're going to probably be removing gel from under the nail. And when you remove from underneath, you can't always save the gel. So, if you can, you can. But if it's contaminated with the other color, then just keep a white handy. So what did I do? I think I did it as I went. Look, I forgot that fast. I just did this appointment. I'm doing a voiceover because it's an appointment and we're talking and we're not I'm talking to her. I'm not talking to you guys. So I just mute it for her privacy, and then I can talk to you guys about the nails. Okay, yeah. So I'm just doing it a little bit, one at a time. Here. And it was just, see a little bit, see how little the nude is, the ratio of the nude to the white, but watch after we press it how much more nude there is. And you just lower it at 45 degree, kind of slip it in there. And apply as usual. So I did one at a time, but what I found with the other hand, I let it sit there and the white spread out, and it was still manageable. It was okay. But really what I'm doing here is just, I'm connecting. I'm barely tapping the white with the nude and just dragging it down and out, and very little bit of swipe around, make contact, drag it down, and swipe at the cuticle so that it's just leaving more like not a bunch of gel at the cuticle. Obviously you don't want it all oozing out and all over the place. So I hope you guys can see how little of the nude I put on in, and it's still, and then look at the result. So I'm connecting, and then I'm really just scraping it out. And you'll get the hang of it. I don't recommend to put the nude Some people will just take the white lace and they'll put the nude on top of the nail. I tried that and I found that I got a lot more of a mix, like the white went here, the nude went there where you don't want it, you know, so it looked more tie-dye-ish than, not tie-dye, but you know, what is that? It just looked more bleh, you know, there was not control, and the nude would go up where the white should be, and the white would go where the nude should be, and it was, you just had less control. It was not looking ombre, it was looking a mess. So yeah, you really need very little bit of nude. I could have even done less here, I feel like. And then, yeah, if you want more white, you have to do less, more. And thank God that her nails are going to be long, you know, because look at, if I took a bunch of her length off, she'd be left with hardly any white at all. See, the middle nail, I put a little bit more of the nude in, and look at, she has less, it's looking less white there. There's a bubble, just popping bubbles. Oh, sorry. I'm out of the frame, dang it. And then I was not really worried about the underside. It's going to, because, you know, when you're going to drill out the excess underneath, it's going to expose. So you might think, oh, let me put some more white here, but then you have to drill out, take the bulk out, so it's just going to expose it anyway. So just, I wouldn't even worry about it. I don't worry about it, I just leave it. And they have the ombre effect underneath too. But, you know, just the built-in ombre is so beautiful. I hate doing ombre any other way. Like with those, you know, if they just have a gel overlay and they want ombre, I'm like, oh, for the love of God. Thank God for the new padding gels. Those are good. But I don't like doing it. I'd rather brush on a French any day of the week, or do the those blue Hawaiian nails where she was going to Hawaii. They were like vacation nails. It was cat eye blue ombre. I used the I used the blooming gel and the little ombre brush to kind of drag it down, and I let it spread a little bit. That worked out okay. But I feel like the white ombre is just roughums. It's just hard for me to do. I think I want it to be too perfect. But, you know, that milk top coat always saves the day. Always. And then, you know, for encapsulated French, it's different. And I have videos on that too. If you want like the crisp line, it's a matter of placing it into the dual form perfectly how you want the line to be, and then flash curing it in the dual form before applying it to the nail. And I have a video on that. This one's ombre though, and just controlling the gel, you know, it can be tricky. And I found this is the best way to do it for me. I think only one of her thumbs came out a little bit wonky. On the second hand, remember I was saying I recommend to fill one hand at a time. So I filled all the whites at once. So this hand here had time to spread, so it was harder for me to control the white. And some of them were very off. So another way you can help yourself with that, if it's like crooked, the white, is just apply the part that you want to push out apply the pressure there first so it all squishes over. So you can fix that when you apply the dual form, which side you apply. You could apply pressure side to side before pressing all the way down and forward. And I mean, that's just, you can only control so much of that. That's just a little bit. You can manipulate it so that you don't have a sideways nail, a sideways ombre, I should say. And that's what I found I had to, I was coping with on the sand. And it did work. It worked. Applying the pressure from sidewall to sidewall before pressing all the way down. And a little feedback on my daughter who did the long universal nude nails. She's loving them. I was very curious to see. I mean, they're beautiful, but sometimes changing the shape of how the almond's very straight, and the universal has more of a curve to it. But she says she's loving them. She's had them for like a week or so now. So who knows? Maybe I'll try it. She'd be she was the guinea pig. But I think if I did that, they'd need to be long. And she's young and she can pull it off, because it's keeping it funky on her. On me, it'd probably just look like the old lady who is still living in the past. So her nails now are totally done. The design is the finished nail is going to be flowers with isolated gold chrome little details, and I left the design, everything in. But now everything's done. I go directly in and do the design right on top of this. Made life so much easier. And really, the time it took me to fill in 2 different gels, it is, to me, considerably less time than having to put the ombre look on top of the nail. And there's just something much more beautiful about when the color and the design is built into the dual form. So, where are we at? Oh, we're going to snap. We're going to do the snaps now. I was like, in my mind, I was moving straight onto the design. But no, not yet. I've been enjoying the Russian manicure. I feel more confident in I used to just say a dry manicure. But I feel more confident to say Russian. I've been trained by 2 separate Russians, and I've been practicing. I think I've gotten a little bit better. Somebody did mention that. Thank you very much for the compliments. Everyone's so kind. So, gotta get the ASMR video. Oops, sorry. You guys, when I'm in an appointment, I just have to press record, and what comes out, comes out. And I tried to cut down the video a little bit by eliminating the prep part. But look how pretty they came out. I think there's plenty of white that you can see it's ombre. And as little as I put in, see the ratio of what you put in to what you end up with is very different. So I could have put even less. If I wanted more white, I'd put even less of the nude in, more of the white and less of the nude. So that's my ombre heads up. I've tried all the ways connecting the nude to the ombre, to the white when the when the gel is in the dual form. Just seems to kind of establish its place where it should be and where it should stay, even though it's going to mush up a little bit. There's just seems like it's controlled better. And oh, there was a little bubble, and that's how fast I revealed the bubble. This is the thumb that got a little sideways, and we're going to put design over it. It's fine. It's on the thumb. It's, if it was encapsulated French, then I could work out the line. Like I could drill it out and define it to make corrections. But on the ombre, that's not really an option. So your best bet is to know the ratios, control the amount of gel in the dual form, and then also make your corrections while you're pressing the dual form down by the pressure on one side or the other. And, ombre is ombre. It's going to ombre. It's not going to be perfect. If we wanted perfect, we'd be doing French. So thank God she wanted a design on top, which also kind of softened the fact that one thumb is not perfect. I mean, is any ombre perfect? I think that's why I struggle with it, because you want to make it perfect, but you can't. It's ombre. And then I'm just using my safety medium carbide bit from Amazon. It's probably Susie Melody, I think this is Susie Melody. And I do a rough shaping here. My drill is on full speed. Now, if I was going to make these square, there'd be hardly any white left, or shorter than this, there'd hardly be any white left. But me, I always prefer more of of the nude, so it looks like a longer nail bed. But just it's going to depend on the situation and the finished product and the length of the nails and your client and all that stuff. And then quickly debulk underneath. This doesn't have to be perfect, because we're going to go in with the skinny bit later. We're just taking the chunky munk out. So then it's just the usual filing, shaping, and then you can stay tuned for the nail art. It was pretty easy. So I'm going to be quiet now, but I'm going to pop back in if I think I want to say anything later on. Here I lower the speed when I work around the cuticle to seal it up and remove any stamp mark from the dual form and take any excess or spillage away. And again, the insurance layer underneath helps in this area so that if you do go through, you're not going through to the natural nail. This is the 180 file from MG Art, and this bit is the 0.35 carbide bit from MG Art as well. Okay, so we did the manicure, and I'm just wiping her cuticles down, all the dust away. You could see how much white is left after all the shaping is done. I'm going to do a finish file later, so no, it's not perfect, but it will be. Here, this is the non-acid primer from MG Art. So when I'm done with the manicure, I wipe with alcohol, get all the dust out, and then I re-prime the cuticle and the free edge. Then whatever polish you're putting on top of that is going to stay, and if there's any gaps or missing spots, it's going to act as a fill almost in those little tiny areas. You won't see them because the polish will fill in for it, and that's fine because the apex is in the middle, up the middle of the nail. It's not around the cuticle, so don't worry about that. I'm using the Goya, is it called? Gaoy? Gaoy? I don't know how to say it. But I think it's Gaoy or Goay. Dyslexia is kicking in now. It's getting worse by the second. Okay. It's the matte resistant, it's the matte chrome resistant top coat. I got it on like a 2-pack on Amazon. It was like $7 or something. I love it. And then this is just a padding gel. This is one of the padding gels, but I'm going to use it for the little white flowers. Excuse me. Oy. What am I doing now? Oh, I'm looking for her inspo. She keeps her inspo file in the Instagram DMs. So I'll just take a screenshot of that. I don't know who. I can't even give credit because I don't know. It's somebody in Brazil. Oh, there. If you could pause it and zoom up if you wanted to know where she got the inspo from. So I'm going to put the little petals down first. Oh yeah, I'd put the petals down first. And it's just really two fingers have petals, and the rest have just like little squiggly gold lines, isolated gold lines. So I'll pop back in when I got something to say. After I placed the petals and we cured, then I'm gonna put down the matte coat, cure that for 60 seconds. I'm dipping my brush in the McCart nail glue. That's what I'm using here on top of the matte for the isolated chrome. We're going to do the gold isolated chrome. I'm just doing very, very light, little thin, sporadic lines. And then just cure this for 10 seconds. This is a Daily Charm Gold Chrome. And on this hand, the thumb didn't cure so great because it was sideways. So on the other hand, we had her put her thumb in by itself and cure flat. It all worked out okay though in the end. And you see how dainty it is, just a little tiny bit. These would be really pretty bridal nails or wedding nails. This always scares me until I wipe away. Oh, thank God, it all came off every time. Because you just never know. But anyways, how cute is that? And then just top coat over that. I put the top shiny. No, I top coat from MG Art, cured that for 60 seconds. This thumb scared me. Yeah, it was scary, this one. What did I do to get this off? wiped it with the alcohol. Sure did. And then not all of it. It just came off where I wanted it to, but not everywhere. And so I just tap, tap, tap. And thank God that worked out. And that's it. That's the ombre, encapsulated ombre with the structured gel with little flower petals and gold isolated chrome. We put the top coat on and did the finish file. And yeah, that's it.